Blink-182 have inspired so many punk bands over the years, so we thought we'd take a look back into the Rock Sound video archive as artists talk us through the musical influence the band have had on their own careers. We begin with Simple Plan, who not only toured with Blink but had Mark Hoppus appear on their debut single I'd Do Anything from the album No Pads, No Helmets, Just Balls.
Chuck was was keeping a little relationship with Mark from Blink-182 because of our previous band. We were friends in the past, and I remember you used to send those demos that we made. So we made some demos in this little studio, and Chuck would send them to Mark Hoppus, and then I remember we'd be by the computer and be like, okay, I'm gonna send it now, and send, and we'd wait like, I hope he answers. So it was really, really cool to get him involved. But we really owe a lot to Mark Hoppus for kicking off our career properly. And really, a huge debt of gratitude towards him and the band. They've always been so nice. And as Chuck was saying, at the time and still today, one of my favorite bands of all time. And Enema of the State will forever be one of my favorite records of all time. And to have Mark be part of our first song on our first album was really just a dream come true. And it was amazing. So thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
British pop-punk stars Neck Deep have also cited Blink as a key influence, collaborating with Mark on the track December Again, and also getting the chance to join their heroes on the Enema of the State 20th anniversary tour back in 2019.
I've always said that was the dream tour to get, when people are like, we've already done so much that a bucket list now is getting thinner.
That's the way you want it to be, though.
But this was right near the top.
Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly used Blink as a major influence on his pop-punk album Tickets to My Downfall, and of course worked heavily on the project with Travis Barker. He told us a bit about what it was like working directly with him in the studio.
Obviously, I was a huge Blink kid, so and working with Travis, I kind of was like, you want the secret sauce, and that comes from maybe, I don't know if it's like timing of the songs or some of those things that he was doing were so subtle that ended up being like what made a record so big, and started out just he's my OG for sure, but then obviously when we got in the studio 10 years later from us meeting for the first time.
Set It Off recorded a special cover of Feeling This from the Untitled album as part of Rock Sound's 250th issue celebrations, even using Travis Barker's drum kit as part of the recording process.
The reason why we decided to cover Blink-182's Feeling This is, first of all, it seemed like a hell of a challenge, because they're kind of one of those bands that you're not supposed to touch. You know what I mean? It's physically and metaphorically. Now, when you're going for the cover, people, they don't want to hear the same exact thing, but if you change it too much, they're not going to be happy with it. So we're like, all right, let's see what we can do with it. And we decided to do it in a minor key, and we found it because the verse is more yelly than it is melodic. It allows us to do whatever we want underneath it. So we did that.
A number of other pop-punk and emo acts influenced by Blink have later got to work with Mark Hoppus himself, including Hot Milk, State Champs, and The Used.
He's the dad of the scene.
Yeah, he is.
He took care of us, but we had never met him before, so we didn't know anything about how he was going to be in the studio or in a setting just personally. But he was very quick to just open up to us. He was joking around with us, making fun of us.
He was busting our balls pretty heavy. He had our Wikipedia page open, asking us about past members and what happened to that guy. And it's oh, come on, buddy, come on.
Wow, he just dives in.
Oh yeah. And then I remember there was one part where we were working on Dead and Gone, and all I hear is Slow Burn starts playing off his iPad, and he was just on our Spotify page listening to.
He's like, oh, this song's pretty good.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, that's gotta be a pretty freak out moment.
He was truly just fucking with us the whole time, which is appreciated because we think it's funny.
It truly set the mood to get a vibe going, to build chemistry, and then sure enough, we got Get Dead and Gone out of it, and a song called Time Machine that's also on the record.
Awesome. They're very similar to us in the sense of and most people here that they're there for the music. Yeah. They want to create music with as many different people as possible, because you always.
He's a very unique man, Mark. Very unique man. There'll never be another one of him.
No, he's an incredible man, and he's got so much to share because of how much he's done, and we're all for that. We've got our experiences. He's got his. You put shit like that together, and you create something that nobody ever expects.
We've had the most incredible experiences ever with Blink on the road, and I've known Travis for so long. The Boxcar Racer tour, I think, was 2003. It's crazy to think back. yeah, and seeing how those people work and seeing how their minds work, and everyone who participated in this record, and all these features, they're just some of the most driven people in music nowadays. I guarantee you they haven't stopped just because they're forced to stay inside. They're the type of people who just have to create.
And Against the Current have not only told us about their love of Blink, but have explained why they think a future collab with Tom DeLonge would be a perfect fit for the band.
I don't mean we're big Blink fans, and we were just doing deep dives into like every band because everyone, we had all the time in the world.
Sure.
And we're just massive Tom DeLonge fans, and like we miss him so much in Blink. He was obviously like such a vital part of that.
Sure.
And also I feel like he's better than ever right now.
Man, that Angels
in a
record
lot
was
of
so
ways.
good as well.
And I can just hear him and Chrissy just like working so well. I want you, Tom DeLonge. We want you, Tom DeLonge. Hit us up.
Tom,
Slide
I know
into those
you watch
DMs.
these. I know you watch
slide
these,
DMs,
man.
please.
Come on, shout them out. That's your Rock Sound News Update. I've been James Wilson Taylor. We will see you again soon.